Hello? Hello? Alright. Hello, YouTube world. My name is Nicholas Montez, and you're watching my YouTube channel, The Teenage Movie Critic. And welcome back to another live video, I guess. I know it's been the fifth one I've been doing all week. If you're wondering what this live is about, it's basically the movie preview for all the movies and shows, or really entertainment, that is coming out in 2025. And I'm gonna give you a breakdown because I would like to inform you guys to let you know what you guys could probably expect of what's coming out this year. Now, I have my own video that I did a few days, just yesterday, I believe. Yeah, it was, no, it was on January 1st, where I did my top 5 most anticipated. I'm going to take this off real quick, because this is a little itchy. Just took a shower, so my hair is a little iffy right now, but it's whatever. Yeah, I'm gonna put it back on. Anyway, I'll have it like that. So I'm gonna edit this. Okay, so the way that this live is going to work is we are going to go the first part. We're going to go through each of the months to see what movies are coming out in each month, and then I'm going to have a separate section talking about TV shows and television, and then I'm going to have a separate section talking about my top 5 most anticipated shows that I try to come up with, and then I'm going to share a little something that I actually kind of have planned on my part that I want to do this year. But with all that out of the way, let's go and get started talking about movies of 2025. We're going to kick things off talking about January of 2025. Okay, so for January of 2025 for movies, the list is a bit interesting. So today is actually the first day where a movie is going to be released, I believe, in theaters, and the first movie is on January 3rd with The Damned. It is an international co-produced horror film it is directed by Thordur Paulson and written by Jamie Hannigan from a story by Paulson, and it stars Joe Cole and Odessa Young. And the premise is essentially, during a harsh winter in the 19th century, inhabitants at a remote coastal outpost witness a shipwreck. Well, that sounds interesting. Not my kind of movie, though. Not even sure if I'll see this, though. I don't even know if it's released in the US, so I probably won't see this. I don't know. Next up, we have next weekend with January 10th, Den of Thieves 2, Pantera, and Hazard. Obviously, I'm actually, as soon as this live is over, or probably later today, I'll be watching the first Den of Thieves, and hopefully it is really good. So essentially, I'm not going to look too much into the plot of Den of Thieves 2, just because I haven't seen the first one, but I am kind of excited because I like heist action movies, so I'm sure I'll like it. But with Hazard, we don't really know much about it other than the director is Eddie Mensor, and it stars Alex Rowe, Sosie Bacon, Dave Davis, Stephen Ogg, Kevin Sizemore, and Abigail Esmina. Then on January 17th, we have, it's kind of a stacked day with Wolfman, One of Them Days, Back in Action, Alarum, Henry Danger the Movie, and Both Eyes Open. So I think, there's actually a few films to look forward to this day. Wolfman, I know a lot of people are probably going to like it since it's Universal and Blumhouse film. One of Them Days, it's like a new comedy that stars Keke Palmer and SZA. SZA's first movie role, I believe. So I'm kind of excited for that. And then Back in Action, which brings in Cameron Diaz back into acting, as well as it also brings in Jamie Foxx in here. So that sounds exciting. And then you also got Henry Danger the movie, which I have a lot of nervousness for that movie, because how exactly are they going to handle it? Will it be just as good as the Thundermans movie, or will they actually make it or will it be a pretty bad movie? We'll just have to wait to see that day. Allurum, don't really know who's going to go see that. I know it stars Sylvester Stallone. And then Both Eyes Open, it is a, Gail Bean movie, I don't know. But yeah, that's what to look for January 7th. And then on the 23rd, we have Marked Men Rule Plus Shaw. This is a upcoming American romantic drama film directed by Nick Cassavetes and written by Sharon Soboyle. It is an adaptation of Jay Crownover's 2012 novel Rule, part of the Marked Men series. Also, I don't know if I can watch this, though, because I've never seen Marked Men. But I'm guessing it's a romantic film, a rom-com, a rom-drama, or whatever. I don't know what they call it. Then we have the 24th with Flight Risk, Presence, Star Trek Section 31, Inheritance, Brave the Dark, Into the Deep, and Screamboat. So I'm pretty sure some people are going to go watch Star Trek Section 31, Flight Risk, let's see what that is. It's an action thriller film, so probably some people will see it directed by Mel Gibson, and it stars Mark Wahlberg and Topher Grace, and Michelle Dockery. So sounds kind of interesting here. Presence, let's see what that's about. An American horror film directed by Steven Soderbergh and written by David Cope. Oh, this is the writer of Spider-Man, the original Spider-Man. And it stars Lucy Liu, Julia Fox, and Chris Sullivan. So that sounds exciting. Star Trek Section 31. I mean, it's a Star Trek movie. Not really sure what to feel about it. I've seen one Star Trek series, but that's about it. Inheritance, an upcoming American espionage action film starring Phoebe Devener. It sounds exciting to me. So January 24th is probably the day I'm looking forward to the most. Brave the Dark. Let's see. It's an American drama film directed by Damian Harris and starring Jared Harris and Nicholas Hamilton. The film premiere took place at the Heartland International Film Festival in October of 2023. Also, it's kind of already been shown to the public. Let's see how the... Oh, it's already been nominated for awards? That's crazy. Whew. Into the Deep, I have no idea what that is. And then Screamboat, this is another one of those horror movies that's like Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, except they're making Mickey Mouse a horror film, except it's the Steamboat Willie version of it. I don't know how this will work, because it's just a man in a mouse costume, a black and white mouse costume, so I hope it's good, though. Because I do actually like the Mickey Mouse, the Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey movies. Then on the January 30th, you have You're Cordially Invited. I heard some pretty interesting things. It's a comedy movie starring it's directed by Nicholas Stoller and written by, and it stars Will Ferrell, Reese Witherspoon, Geraldine Viswanathan, and Meredith Hagner. So, and then for January 31st, we have Dogman, Companion, Love Me, Valiant One, and Like Father, Like Son. So I think obviously for January 31st, there's definitely a few movies here. Dogman, I think a lot of kids are going to go see that, since, you know, it's another one of these DreamWorks animated films. But also, people like Dogman, and so I think people will really like that. So, yeah, I think January is not known for having a lot of really good movies, but I think there's actually a lot of movies I'm at least excited to watch. So, like, the first week, you don't really have anything. Next week, you have Den of Thieves Part 2. January 17th, you really have a lot of good movies coming out with Back in Action. You have a lot of movies that are coming out with One of Them Days, Back in Action, Henry Danger the movie, even though I'm skeptical for it. Then the week after that, you have Flight Risk, Presents, and then Screenboat, and then basically you have Quarterly, Invited, and Dogman. So you actually got a few movies to look forward to in the month of January. So yeah, I'm excited for that. And now let's start talking about February. Okay, so for the month of February, we have on February 4th, we have Good, Bad Things, and February 5th, Kinda Pregnant, and for February 7th, we have Love Hurts and Heart Eyes. So, Good, Bad Things, I actually don't know what this movie is. It's Shane D. Stanger, director, screenplay, and it stars Jessica Parker, Kennedy, Brent Deer, and Danny Kurtzman. Kinda Pregnant, it's a Netflix movie, I'm assuming. An American comedy film directed by Tyler Spindle, written by Julia Pavil, and starring Amy Schumer, Jillian Bell, Will Forte, Damon Wayans Jr., and Brian Howie. February 7th, I'm a little bit more excited because you got a new Ke Huy Quan movie that is an action movie, and it's a Valentine's Day movie, sort of. So I'm excited for that. And then Heart Eyes, I actually don't know what this is. It's a romantic comedy slasher film. So we both get an action movie and a comedy movie. That sounds exciting. So that is going to be a pretty good weekend for Valentine's Day action, for love, action, and horror fans. Then on February 11th, we have a new Witcher movie called The Witcher, Sirens of the Deep, in which this is sort of another part of the Witcher media. I've never seen the show with Henry Cavill, but I'm assuming that this is another animated film. That's another one of those animated Witcher movies. So I might watch that one to get ready for this movie. And then, come February 14th, we have Bridget Jones' Mad About the Boy. This is another one of those films in the Bridget Jones universe. I have no idea anything about this movie, so it's just another sequel in this franchise. Then, on February 14th, Valentine's Day, we have Captain America Brave New World, The Gorge, and The Dead Thing. Obviously, you know, Captain America Brave New World is the film I'll be watching in theaters that week. So I'm excited for Brave New World. And then The Gorge, I thought it was a boxing movie, but I'm thinking of that other movie I saw. American survival action film. The Gorge is a survival action movie, so I'm excited. And it's directed by Scott Derrickson, so that will be a pretty good weekend for Scott Derrickson fans. So that will be exciting. Next up, February 21st, we have The Unbreakable Boy, which is an American drama film. Oh, I remember seeing this one when I went to go see Wicked. It's basically Austin is a boy who has brittle bone disease and autism. His father, Scott, always keeps Austin happy. And it stars Zachary Levi. I actually kind of want to see that movie. Then we have, on February 21st, we have also The Monkey, which is an American comedy horror film based on the 1980s short story The Monkey by Stephen King. So it's another one of these Stephen King adaptations. Wonderful. Cleaner is an American-British action thriller film. So that sounds exciting. If anyone's interested in another British action thriller film. And then Old Guy. It's an action comedy film. So yeah, we're getting some pretty good action. We're getting some action comedies in here. Let's go. A contract killer on the verge of retirement due to arthritis is given a new chance at fieldwork training. Wilberg Wilborg, a prodigy assassin with an attitude. The subsequent mission to Northern Ireland is complicated by concerns that Wilborg is part of a plan to literally eliminate the older guard in favor of a new generation. We have the 28th, the last day of February, which is Last Breath, the day the Earth blew up, a Looney Tunes movie, The Legend of Ochi, In the Lost Lands, My Dead Friend Zoe, No Address, and Uppercut. So Last Breath is an upcoming survival thriller film, so that's, something. The day the Earth blew up, another Looney Tunes movie. I never watched Looney Tunes, so I don't know if I'll watch this. The Legend of Ochi, an American fantasy adventure movie. So that looks kind of cute. Looks like Baby Yoda. In Lost Lands. Oh, so this is the other Paul Anderson film. Epic and fantasy film. My Dead Friend Zoe is a war comedy drama film. That sounds interesting. No Address, American drama film written by Julia Verdon and James J. Papa, directed by Verdon and starring William Baldwin. And then Uppercut, I don't know what that movie is. But yeah, with February, we actually have a few good movies. The first week we have Love Hurts. Second week we have Captain America Brave New World. February 21st, we have The Monkey, plus Cleaner, An Old Guy, and The Unbreakable Boy. And then February 28th, we have basically the Looney Tunes movies. So if anyone wants to watch any of these movies, you probably got something to watch those days. All right, let's go ahead and talk about February. Okay, so March 7th, we have Mickey 17, On Becoming a Guinea Fowl, The Senior, and Euphis. So obviously a lot of people are going to go watch Mickey 17. A lot of people have been wanting it for a long time. It's another one of those Bong Joon-ho films. I currently saw Parasite about 2 years ago, and I also saw, what was it? Snowpiercer. I just saw it January 1st. It was my first movie of the year. After seeing Snowpiercer, I'm actually very excited for Mickey 17, and I might just go ahead and watch the other films in Bong Joon-ho's filmography. Then, and on Becoming a Guinea Fowl, I don't know what this movie is. It's a black comedy movie, so that sounds exciting. The Senior is a sports drama film, so that sounds cool. Then Euphis is a sports film directed by Carson Lund about the final game of an amateur New England baseball league before their stadium is demolished. That sounds interesting. And then we have March 14th with Black Bag, Novocaine, The Electric State, and Opus. So Black Bag, it's a Steven Soderbergh film, another one of this, I believe. And it's also written by David Cope. Stars Cate Blanchett, Michael Fassbender, Regé-Jean Page, Marissa Abela, Naomi Harris with Pierce Brosnan and Tom Burke. Novocaine, I actually heard some pretty interesting things about this movie. It's basically Nathan Kane is a mild-mannered introvert with a rare disorder, congenital insensitivity to pain, CIP, who must rescue his girlfriend who has been taken hostage in a bank robbery. So that sounds kind of interesting. And then we also have The Electric State, which is the return for the Russo brothers in filmmaking. Yes, they are making the next two Avengers movies, but hey, they get to add in a normal films that brings back the writers of Christopher Marcus and McFeely, And it also stars Millie Bobby Brown, Chris Pratt, Kiwi Kwan, Jason Alexander, Woody Harrelson, Anthony Mackie, Brian Cox, Jenny Slate, Giancarlo Esposito, and Stanley Tucci. Man, this movie is stacked. This cast is stacked. I'm actually excited for this movie. I don't really know what it is though. It's a science fiction adventure comedy film. No, adventure comedy drama film directed by Anthony and Joe Russo. And it's loosely based on the 2018 graphic novel of the same name by Simon Stellenhag. So yeah, The Electric State. And then Opus, it's a A24 film, an American horror film, written and directed by Mark Anthony Green, and starring Ayo Edebiri, Amber Thunder, Juliette Lewis, and John Malkovich. It is Green's first featured directorial debut. So yeah, of all the films here, I'm looking forward to Mickey 17, Novocaine, Black Bag, and The Electric State. And then for March 24th, we have Snow White, the Disney live-action remake, directed by Mark Webb. We have Alto Knights, The Friend, Ash, and Magazine Dreams. Snow White, I'm a little cautious about, but I hope that it is good. It's at least one of the better live-action remakes. Alto Knights is an upcoming American biographical crime drama film directed by Barry Levinson and written by Nicholas Pileggi. The film stars Robert De Niro in a dual role as 1950s mob bosses Vito Genovese and Frank Costello, with Deborah Messing, Catherine Narducci, and Cosmo Jarvis in supporting roles. So yeah. Then The Friend, an American drama film written and directed by Scott McGehee and David Segal, based on the 2018 novel by Sigrid Nunez. Yeah, sounds kind of interesting. Ash, an upcoming American science fiction thriller film directed by Flying Lotus, written by Joni Remler, and starring Isa Gonzalez and Aaron Paul. Neil Blomkamp is an executive producer of the film. And then Magazine Dreams. This movie's actually been on the table for a while now. An American drama film written and directed by Elijah Bynum, and he's basically a bodybuilder, stars Jonathan Majors. Sounds interesting, though it got pushed back because of the SAG-AFTRA strike. Then, for March 28th, we have The Woman in the Yard, A Working Man, and Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Road Trip. So, The Woman in the Yard, it's an upcoming American psychological horror film directed by Juan Colette Serra. This is from the director of Orphan. Okay, so I might like this one. A Working Man, it's an action thriller film directed by David Ayer. Oh, so I will also like this one, too. And then the Alexander film, based on that film, it's coming out on Disney+. It should probably be good. And it's the Hispanic version of it, so we'll have to see if it's good or not. All right, let's go ahead and on to April. Alright, so for April, on April 4th, we have a Minecraft movie, Freaky Tales, and a Nice Indian Boy. Minecraft movie, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not excited for that movie. The movie looks terrible. I mean, maybe Jack Black and Jason Momoa will probably save it just a little bit, but honestly, the movie has nothing to offer for me. I don't like the trailers. I think the CGI looks bad, and the movie should have worked better as just an animated film like Mario did. Freaky Tales, it's another Anna Boden and Ryan Fleck film. This is from the director of Captain Marvel. It's an action comedy film. Okay, we're getting a lot of action comedy and thriller action movies in here. It's pretty good. April 10th, we have G20. I don't know what that is. Action thriller film directed by Patricia Regan and written by Caitlin Parrish. Yeah, it's another action thriller. So yeah, that's cool. April 11th, we have The Amateur, Drop, and The King of Kings. This one, I think, sounds exciting. It's an American thriller film directed by James Hawes, and it stars Rami Malek, Rachel Brosnan. Sounds pretty good. Then, The Drop. It's an American thriller film directed by Christopher Landon. And who stars in it? Megan Fathy, Brandon Skellner, Jeffrey Self. Yeah, I don't know any of these actors. And The King of Kings. Oh, it's an animated Christian film. Written and directed by Seong Ho Jang, loosely based, inspired by the story of the life of our Lord. Well, this kind of comes around good since it's coming around Easter, so we finally got like a faith film. April 18th. This one is kind of exciting. We have Sinners, Sneaks, The Wedding Banquet, Hell of a Summer, and The Ritual. So, April 18th is stacked. We have Sinners, a new Ryan Coogler vampire horror film that stars Michael B. Jordan, Haley Steinfeld, Jack O'Connell, Wunmi Mosaku, Jamie Johnson, Omar Benson, and Delroy Lindo. So, yeah, this movie actually, like, looks good. It's one of my most anticipated films of the year. I'm so excited. Plus, it's Ryan Coogler, so he never disappoints. Sneaks. It's an American animated adventure comedy film. Sounds cool. Stars Anthony Mackie and Martin Lawrence. Lawrence Fishburne and Mustard. That's cool. Then, we also have The Wedding Banquet, which is an American romantic comedy film directed by Andrew Hahn and co-written by James Schwartz. It is a remake of the 1993 film of the same name. It stars Lily Gladstone, Kelly Marie Tran, Bowen Yang, Han Ji Chan, Joan Chen, and Young Jun. Yeah, I don't even know what this movie is. And then, Hell of a Summer. It's an American comedy horror film. I do not know who stars in this. And then The Ritual. An American horror film. And stars Al Pacino. Damn, Al Pacino's still acting. And stars Dan Stevens. So I didn't know Al Pacino was still acting. And then April 25th, we have The Accountant 2 and Until Dawn. So The Accountant 2, I heard, was a sequel to the original Accountant. And it stars Ben Affleck, John Bernthal, J.K. Simmons, Cynthia Adal Robinson. Isn't that the girl from Wicked? Or no? I'm tripping. And then Daniela Pineda. So, I'm excited to see the first Accountant. Hopefully it's good. And then, Until Dawn. This is David F. Sandberg film. Based on the 2015 video game developed by Supermassive Games. The film stars Ella Rubin, Michael Cimino, Ji Young Yu, and Odessa Azion, and Peter Stormare reprising his role from the game. So it's a new video game movie. Hopefully it's good. So not a lot to look forward to this month. I mean, if you want to watch the Minecraft movie, go ahead, be my guest. You also got Sinners and The Accountant 2. So, good enough big movies to go see. And now we get to May. And May, I feel like there's just a lot of movies that I'm personally looking forward to. With May 2nd, we get Thunderbolts, baby, the next MCU film this year. I am excited for this film, but part of me is a little nervous for some reason in that I like the banter between all the characters. I think it's going to be fun. Will it provide a good story here? In that, like, the Avengers movies have a okay story, but does it maintain the plot? I don't know. But I hope it's good, though. April 9th, we have May 19th. May 9th, we have A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey, Golden, and Clown in a Cornfield. Don't know what A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey is. It is an upcoming American romantic fantasy film directed by Koganda from a screenplay by Seth Reese. It stars Margot Robbie and Colin Farrell. Sounds cool. I'm probably going to watch that Margot Robbie and Will Smith movie that week. Golden, an upcoming American coming-of-age musical comedy drama film directed by Michelle Gondry and co-produced by Pharrell Williams. And then stars Kelvin Harrison Jr., Halle Bailey, Davine Joy Randolph, Brian Tyree Henry. So yeah, the movie's stacked. The cast is stacked in this movie. And then Clown in the Cornfield, I don't know what that is. May 16th, Final Destination, Bloodlines, and Hurry Up Tomorrow. Oh, that's the movie I had to add for Final Destination franchise. And Hurry Up Tomorrow, American psychological thriller. May 23rd is probably one of the best days for me, with Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, Lilo and Stitch remake, and The Last Rodeo. I'm probably going to be seeing Lilo and Stitch this weekend, but I don't know. I'm probably going to be, I want to watch both Mission Impossible and Lilo and Stitch, but I might go see Mission Impossible the next weekend. And then May 30th, we have Karate Kid Legends and The Life of Chuck. So, The Life of Chuck, it's an American science fiction drama film written and directed by Mike Flanagan, and it stars Tom Hiddleston, Chiwetel Ejiofor, Karen Gillan, Mark Hamill, Jacob Tremblay, and Nick Offerman. Sounds like a good cast, I won't lie. So, sounds like a pretty good month for film with Thunderbolts and Final Destination for any horror fans out there, and Mission Impossible, and Lilo and Stitch, and Karate Kid. So, yeah, sounds like a pretty good month. And now, let's talk about some June films. And first up, we have June 6th with From the World of John Wick, Ballerina, the John Wick spinoff. I'm kind of excited for this film. I haven't seen The Continental yet, but I will once this movie comes out. June 13th, we have Elio and the remake of How to Train Your Dragon. Elio, I'm not really sure what to feel about just because the movie was supposed to come out this year? Or March of 2025, and it kept getting delayed. To be honest, even though I loved Inside Out 2, and it was one of the best Pixar films in years, I don't know how to feel about it, so... And then How to Train Your Dragon remake, yeah, I'm not exactly excited for it, just because, everybody is so excited for it, and, it's not the same feeling I have with Disney remakes, to where I feel like there's actually a story that I could, it would just be so much fun to watch one of my favorite stories in live action, it's like Lion King. Lion King I like to see because I love that story, and so to see it in live action with gorgeous visuals, that's awesome. And while I did love the How to Train Your Dragon series, I don't know if it will be working for a live action premise, if that makes sense. So, for me, I'm just not that excited for it. 28 years later, so it's part of the 28 years franchise. I don't know. I haven't seen these movies in order to give an opinion on it. And then that comes out June 20th. And then the 27th, we have F1 and Megan 2.0. I don't know too much about F1, although it's directed by Joseph Kosinski, and it stars Brad Pitt, Damson Idris, Kerry Condon, Kim Bundia, Shea Wiggins. But overall, I'm definitely wanting to see Megan 2.0. I think it'll probably be good. But yeah, there's not really a lot of exciting movies besides John Wick. If people are gonna go see Elio or How to Train Your Dragon, be my guest. I don't know if I'm gonna be seeing any movies this month, but if anyone wants to go see Ballerina, sign me up. Or Megan. I'd probably go see Megan though. Then let's talk about July movies. And with July, we actually have a few films to talk about in here. July 2nd, we have Jurassic World Rebirth. Wasn't a big fan of the last few Jurassic World movies, but this is written and directed by Gareth Edwards, who did like The Creator, as well as Godzilla, and he also did Rogue One, a Star Wars story, so he has some good stuff in there, so I think he could actually tell a good story with some really good shots in here. July 4th, we have Untitled Trey Parker film. So I'm not exactly sure what this is. It will be an American comedy film. And yeah, that's all we really need to know. And then July 11th, we have the Superman movie directed by James Gunn. I am excited for this movie because the trailer looked awesome, and the fact that my family wants to go see this one because it showed the trailer for it during Mufasa, my showing of Mufasa. So that was awesome. So me and my family are going to see that. I'm just a little nervous that like James Gunn has been doing a lot of, horrific characters over the years, and this is like one of the most popular superheroes of all time. How do you go from doing that? How do you go from doing all these rated R stuff to doing one of the most like important superheroes of our time? I'm interested to see how that's going to be. But I'm still very excited for it. It's my third most anticipated film of the year. And then July 18th, we have the Smurfs movie, as well as Untitled I Know What You Did Last Summer sequel. So I've never seen I Know What You Did Last Summer, but I probably will be watching it. And the Smurfs movie, I don't really know. It's directed by Chris Miller. Meh. And then July 25th, we have the new Fantastic Four movie in the MCU. Sign us up. Yeah. Don't know what to expect from this movie other than hopefully it's great and it's the best Fantastic Four movie and it proves me wrong in what people want from a Fantastic Four movie. So I'll take that for a grain of salt. And that concludes our section for July movies. Let's move on to August. Now we have August 1st with The Naked Gun, The Bad Guys 2, and Beneath the Storm. So The Naked Gun, it's part of I believe it's a reboot of The Naked Gun. Oh no, it's the 5th overall installment of the Naked Gun franchise. And the film stars Liam Neeson as Frank Debrin Jr. alongside Pamela Anderson, Paul Halter-Hauser, Kevin Durand, Danny Houston, Lisa Coshley, Cody Rhodes, C.H. Pounder, and Busta Rhymes. This movie's stacked, pretty much. Bad Guys 2. I liked the first Bad Guys. So I probably will like this one too. Then Beneath the Storm. Don't really know much about this one, but it looks exciting. And that's all I'll say. And then come August 9th, we have Freakier Friday, The Battle of Bacton Cross. I loved the first Freaky Friday, so I'm excited to watch that one. So sign me up. And then the Battle of Bacton. Don't really know what to think about this one, but oh, it's the Paul Thomas Anderson movie that he's making, so that sounds cool. And then August 15th, we have Nobody 2 and Mercy. I liked the first Nobody, so hopefully this one adds more levity to it. And then Mercy, it's a science fiction thriller film. Sounds cool. Now let's talk about September movies. Alright, with September, there's not a lot to really look forward to in September. We have The Conjuring Last Rites, Light of the World. Not a big fan of these movies. September 12th, Untitled Downtown Abbey, a New Era sequel. Never seen Downtown Abbey, but and then September 19th, Him, and then September 26th, The Bride, Saw XI, and Gabby's Dollhouse. So The Bride, I believe, it's based off of Bride of Frankenstein, itself adapted from Mary Shelley's 1818 novel, Frankenstein, or the modern Prometheus. So that sounds exciting. We got a new Saw movie, Gabby's Dollhouse, the movie. Not really know what that movie is, but it's a live-action animated fantasy road adventure comedy film based on the Netflix Gabby's Dollhouse. Let me see. Alright. But Him? I don't know what that is. It's a sports horror movie. A sports horror movie? That's interesting. There's a lot of editing I'm going to need to do for this one. But yeah, that kind of sums up of what I'll be doing. And so then, let's talk about October movies. October 3rd, we have Michael and Roofman. So this, Michael is the biopic for Michael Jackson. I'm actually really excited for this. I totally forgot about this film when doing my top 5 most anticipated list. But yeah, I'm so excited for that movie. Roofman. It's a crime drama film directed by Derek Clanfrance. I don't know. October 10th, we have Tron Ares and then Animal Friends. Tron, I don't know much about Tron, but I'm interested to see what the whole fuss is about. And Animal Friends, it's a live-action animated road action comedy. Sounds exciting. And then October 17th, we have The Black Phone 2 and Good Fortune. It's a comedy film written and directed by Aziz Ansari in his feature directorial debut. So that sounds cool. Black Phone fans are going to be exciting. And then October 24th, we have Mortal Kombat 2 and Regretting You. So Mortal Kombat 2, a lot of people are going to be excited for that. And then Regretting You, it's another one of these, like, novel-based books. I'm not really sure what the fuss is about. Alright, let's move on to November movies. Alright, so for November, we have a new Predator movie. That's going to be exciting. We also have The Running Man, a new Edgar Wright movie. Begonia, a new Yorgos Lanthimos movie. So yeah, Yorgos Lanthimos has been making so many movies the past few years. I probably need to add that to my list. So there's probably going to be a few good movies I get to watch this year. Now You See Me 3. I want to watch the franchise, and I will be watching it this year. November 21st, Wicked, Now You See Me 3 comes out November 14th. November 21st, Wicked for Good and David. Really surprised with the first Wicked. And then November 26th, we have Zootopia 2, and it's actually my most anticipated film of the year. So, yeah, this is going to be an exciting month. Will I see Wicked for Good or Zootopia 2? I'm still debating on what I want to do. But then that sums up November. Let's talk about December. So now we have, on December 5th, we have Five Nights at Freddy's 2. I really liked the first Five Nights at Freddy's, so I'm sure I'll like this one. December 19th, we have Avatar, Fire and Ash, as well as the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. Well, the SpongeBob movie, Searching for SquarePants. Both of these movies, I think, sound cool. I just wasn't a big fan of the last Avatar movie, and I'm not a big fan of the newer SpongeBob movies. So these movies I have mixed feelings for. And then come Christmas Day, we have Anaconda, Sarah's Oils, Marty Supreme, The Housemaid, and 100 Acre Woods. 100 Acre Christmas. So that kind of sums up what is coming out in the year of 2025. And now we're going to go ahead and talk about some television shows that are coming out in the year of 2025. Oh, my bad. Okay, so for shows that are coming out expecting, so January 1st was Missing You, and January 2nd Going Dutch. I actually started watching those shows already, and they're fine. They're fine. January 3rd, Selling the City, and they call it late night. It's a Netflix and ESPN show. January 7th, we have Doc, an upcoming American medical drama television series that premieres on Fox. January 8th, Shifting Gears. That is a ABC show. January 9th, we have it is an American comedy television series that stars Tim Allen and Kat Dennings for ABC 20th Television. And then January 9th, we have American Primeval. It's an American Western miniseries. On Call, procedural drama television series created by Tim Walsh and Elliot Wolf that is set to premiere on Prime Video. Then also The Pit, which is an American medical drama series created by R. Scott Gemmell. And then January 11th, the Stu Go, which is a show on Disney Channel. January 11th, Balin Out Loud, TLC. January 15th, Scam Goddess with Love Megan, Netflix. January 16th, Merrick McCorno, Starfall. SNL 50, Beyond Saturday Night. January 22nd, Prime Target, and the Thundermans Undercover, Wags to Riches. So we got the Thundermans show in January, so that's exciting. January 26th, Watson. I believe I heard about this show. I'm not sure, but yeah, sounds exciting. January 28th, My Birthday, Great Migrations, A People on the Move, and Paradise. So that sounds kind of exciting. January 28th, 9th, The Flip Off, and Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. So we got some good things coming out in January. And then January 30th, Scamanda on ABC. February 2nd, Common Side Effects on Adult Swim. February 3rd, The Hunting Party. February 10th, Extracted. February 19th, Win or Lose, a new Disney Plus series that's like sports and baseball. February 20th, Zero Day. February 23rd, The Americas, Gross Pointy Garden Society, Suits LA. And then February 24th, Beyond the Gates. And then March 4th, we get Daredevil Born Again. March 14th, Dope Thief. March 20th, The Residents. March 26th, The Side Quest and The Studio. And then April 11th, Your Friends and Neighbors. April 16th, Government Cheese. June 15th, A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. June 24th, Ironheart. August 6th, we get Eyes of Wakanda. And the reason why I'm saying it like this is because they all have the certain shows, like, different, where it's, like, a bunch of other shows are, like, Wonder Man and, It Welcome to Derry, Lanterns. All these shows that they don't really have confirmed release dates. So, that's kind of why that's why I didn't really make a list. I don't really know what's coming out in 2025. For shows that are expected to come out in 2025, we have Extreme Makeover, Home Edition, Hollywood Squares, The Joe Schmo Show, Tic Tac Doe, NBA on NBC, Tennis on TNT, NASCAR on TNT, King of the Hill, Phineas and Ferb, Mickey Mouse Clubhouse as Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Plus, The Night Manager, and The Terror. Shows expected to end in 2025, of course, are Craig of the Creek, Mo, Andrea Mitchell Reports, 911, Lone Star, Cobra Kai, and all the other shows happen to be without titles, unfortunately. And then that's basically it for TV shows. Some shows, everything else is like stations that are like expected to change. But yeah, that's kind of like what I personally think for TV shows. If you want to know if I can get like an idea of what shows probably are coming out this year, my top 5 as of right now would be number 5 would be the revival for Phineas and Ferb, because I love that show. Even though once we get a confirmed release date of when that show's coming out, I will definitely be rewatching it. With number 4 will be Stranger Things season 5, because I just finished the show last year, so I'm excited to rewatch it again. So I'm excited to see this show again. And then 3 would be Peacemaker season 2. We know what's coming out this year, we just don't know when. 2 would be the Spider-Man Noir series with Nicolas Cage. That sounds very exciting. And then number 1 would be Daredevil Born Again. So that's kind of the thing I would kind of put for my top 5 most anticipated list of TV shows. But other than that, let's talk about something that I want to discuss with you all here. Okay, so I wanted to discuss a little something here. And basically something that I have kind of planned that I kind of want to do. And basically, starting this year, I was thinking of, I want to reach the goal of trying to watch more movies in 2025. And watching, of course, more television, which that is a different thing because shows last so much longer. So how do you do it? Well, with movies, I actually thought of an interesting thing to where in almost every month, there's always this sort of thing, or certain holidays that we get off, that I watch one movie per year, but sometimes it's kind of hard to decide. Like, for example, we have February coming up, and February is not just a month for Valentine's Day or the month for President's Day, it's also the month for Black History Month. And sometimes there's movies I want to watch of Black History, or love movies, or President's Day movies. So what I thought of an idea of, what if I watch either one movie per week, or if I don't have anything else going on, I can just watch a movie of that nature and watch it then. Or the week of Valentine's Day, instead of just watching one movie for Valentine's Day, you watch one movie for that whole, you watch one movie every day of that week. So it may be a little stressful, but it's still kind of, but if you're enjoying what you're doing, you're getting something out of it. Then, but then you can also watch something for President's Day. You can also watch a bunch of movies for President's Day. Or something for Women's Month. You can watch movies every month or once a week that represent a movie that is for President's Day. For Women's Month. that represent a woman. Then in April, kind of deciding on still if I want to do this or not, but watching a religious movie or something like that that is popular that I can watch. I'm still not as sure if I will do that though, but I will be watching a lot of action movies since that feels a lot more like an action movie month. And then May, because we have Mother's Day and Memorial Day, I might watch a bunch of mother movies. Not Mother's Day movies, because there's no such thing as that, but movies with great mothers in them. But also, I'll be because it's like Native American and like Asian Heritage Month. I will watch a lot of different movies of that nature, and then I think because I want to watch a lot of war movies, I'll be watching a lot of war movies during the week of Memorial Day. And then come June, you can watch a lot of Pride Month movies, but also watch a bunch of Juneteenth movies that whole week. And then July is probably the one I'm more excited for, as because it's basically America's birthday. I'll basically be watching a lot of old American movies, like Casablanca or Citizen Kane. So those things are exciting. And then August, because I'm going back to school, I might as well just watch films that are related to people going in school, like elementary school films, middle school films, high school films, or even college, you know. And then September, because films, if there's anything of that nature, I'll go ahead and watch that. And then October, this is the first year where I'm doing it. I'm going to be doing, much like how I did with Christmas this year, I'll be doing a Christmas film list for a bit. I'll be doing a horror film thing, so I'll be watching horror films every single day of October and doing Halloween activities. And I'll try my best of how to figure all that out. And then November, I'm probably just going to be watching, I'm going to be watching war movies. I don't know what I'll be doing in November. I still got to figure it out. I got to figure something out. I'll probably have it as just the entire month for war films, or really just family movies. I'm not exactly sure. And then December, it's just all Christmas. Just more Christmas movies, more iconic Christmas stuff overall. And then, yeah, so that kind of sums up what I want to do. And even throughout the other weeks, like, I'm going to be adding some movies to my list. I'm still going to continue with what I did last year with watching certain films. So, yeah, it's going to be another exciting year for film watching. I'm excited for what movies I'm watching this year. And that is all I have to say for now. Let me edit this real quick. And let me go ahead and check this off my list for things I'm doing today. So we took a shower already, so now Movie Live is done. So now we have like about 14 things to do. Or we have like 10 things to do left. Alright, so that is it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me go ahead and save edit on this. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.